Back again for another poem. This one's gonna be a quick one, I think. It's a short poem, but I don't want to take too much of your time. It's a very cold and dreary day in Melbourne, and I thought this poem sort of fitted it really well because it's about how sometimes, even though you might feel tired and life sort of keeps going, and you might not feel your best on a certain day, life keeps going, and there's moments of beauty everywhere that you might not see. So this one's called "In the Meantime" by Tom Hirons. So I'll read it out loud, and I'll link it so you could read it on your own. Whenever I'm having a bad day, this poem, when I read it, even I have it on my phone and I just read it, and it always puts a smile on my face. It's sort of like I don't know if you do this, but if I'm having a bad day, I like to sort of treat myself with like something sweet. It could be a piece of chocolate, it could be a date slice, it could be cake or a coffee, something like that. And I think this poem is kind of like that, but in a poem version, obviously. So I hope this sweetens up your day. Alright, here we go. In the meantime. Meanwhile, flowers still bloom. The moon rises and the sun. Babies smile, and somewhere, against all the odds, two people are falling in love. Strangers share cigarettes and jokes. Light plays on the surface of water. Grace occurs on unlikely streets. And we hold each other fast against entropy, the fires, and the flood. Life leans towards living, and while death claims all things at the end, there were such precious times between, in which everything was radiant, and we loved again this world. That's it. That's the end of the poem. It's a very, very quick poem, very fast, well, very short. I hope I did it justice. It's so simple, this poem, like, very simple poem. My screen just blacked out. But I think that's the beauty of it. The way it's written, it's simple. The images in it are very simple, but I think that's what he's kind of getting at. It reminds me of this quote by Pam Beesly from The Office, where she goes, at the end of because The Office was, if you know it, it's a TV show and it was a documentary, and it's just about everyday life things, and she's like, I don't know why anyone would want to watch, this TV like this documentary. It was just very like mundane, ordinary, day-to-day, boring sort of things. And then she goes, maybe that's the beauty of it, like that there was some sort of magic in the ordinary. Normal people can watch it and feel comforted and feel like a sense of connection with it. And I think that's what this poem is also about. I love the word meanwhile and how it starts with the word meanwhile, because for me it's saying that you could be going through a rough time, or the world could be going through a rough time. There could be wars or drought or famine, all these terrible things, and maybe on a personal level as well. But still, like, sometimes if you look out your window, you could see flowers blooming and strangers smiling, or a baby on the tram, and it reminds you that yes, like, life might be tough at the time, or you might be lonely, but there's life everywhere. I love that word. Life leans towards living, and even though everything we love will perish, as will we, I like that life leans towards living, even though death claims all things at the end, because these times in between, those were the precious things. There were such precious times between in which everything was radiant and we loved again this world. So beautiful. I wasn't having the best of days, and I read that now and I feel better myself. So I hope this made your day better as well. I hope you go outside and maybe look at the sky, and I hope maybe it's a blue sky for you wherever you are. I hope you walk down the street and maybe smile at a stranger or a friend or someone, or call someone you haven't called in a long time, whatever it is. I hope, yeah, I hope you see the light that plays on the surface of the water. That's such a beautiful line. All these lines are very beautiful. It's just so carefully written. Yeah, and he's not even a famous writer. I think he was just like an Instagram poet. So you can find gems everywhere if you look hard enough. Anyway, that's all I have. I hope you have a really nice week ahead, and I hope I see you soon. All right, take care.